2025 was a year of chaos in boxing. Underdogs rose, champions fell, and the world watched in disbelief. From brutal KOs to controversial decisions, these are the 8 biggest upsets that left fans speechless. Did your favorite fighter survive the madness? Let's break it down. Jack Catterall was out for revenge in 2025, and Arnold Barboza Jr. stood in his way. This was a technical masterclass versus relentless power. Who came out on top? Did Catterall finally silence the doubters, or did Barboza's pressure steal the show? We break down the knockdown, the controversy, and final verdict.
Unorthodox, the way he threw that then. He put his foot inside of the orthodoxness.
And not just the look. I think he lets them get 4, 5, 6 rounds into that energy and success as well. It's like the second rhythm, the unorthodox jab.
Lively start to the 5th.
Good response here from Barboza.
Barboza's just in charge ever so slightly of the tempo of this fight.
When you're such a good counterpuncher like Jack, I think you're often used to just sort of throwing what's in front of you.
If I'm honest, very, very close fight. Lovely right hand there from Barboza Jr.
Good shot again there from Barboza. It's been a good roll, hasn't it, for Barboza?
Barboza Jr. looking to get the last say in the arguments.
Jamie Moore seemed quite calm. Nice right hand from Barboza in that.
At the end of the day, the judges have a 5-10 second, not coming as often the attack.
Shot there
with Barboza Jr.
And less tension of his shoulders. Look how them shots are.
Heading towards the last half a minute of the contest. So trying to do exactly the same. Swinging for that huge ambition.
Arnold Barboza Jr.
This was personal. Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero finally settled their beef in the ring, and it was wild. From trash talk to knockdowns, this fight had everything. Who really won? Did Rolly's power shock the world, or did Ryan's speed prove too much? Let's break down the craziest moments.
This is Garcia's first fight at 147 as well.
They should both be a little stronger. Romero just missed with another right hand. And now we move to round 8.
Garcia really not letting his hands go much.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Ryan Garcia needs to get his left hook going, Antonio.
Yeah, he did tell me that this move to 147 for Romero should have happened a long time ago.
Gotta come back with 2. If you throw 2.
So it's still a fight.
Good body shot.
And that one landed.
Good body shot.
He has to know this fight is slipping away.
With everything at stake.
Something happened with the double left hook that put Garcia on his back.
Rolando Romero.
Charles Conwell came to destroy in 2025, and Jorge Garcia Perez paid the price. This was a vicious display of power punching as Conwell hunted the knockout from the opening bell. Did Garcia Perez survive the onslaught, or did Conwell add another victim to his highlight reel? We break down the savage finish, the key moments, and what this means for the division.
Now let his hands go a little bit more with Perez right there, and he's trying to bully. One of your biggest fans in the truck, Chris?
Whoa.
You know, it's a subtle game, but you can clearly see the activity of Conwell picking up this round.
I think Conwell's forcing the action, though, on Perez, forcing this kind of fight.
Nice counter shots from Taking it downstairs again is Perez. I think a little bit more competitive than most people thought this would be. Conwell, 21 professional fights, also a very decorated amateur fighter.
And Perez is already catching on to that because he's starting to land the left uppercut.
In favor of Perez, these last 4 rounds, I thought his activity, his accuracy, in the second half of this fight, landed a clean shot of Perez against the ropes. And I think Conwell is on the inside.
Nice body work by Perez, ripping that left hook to the body. You know, I don't know if this is the first time that Conwell's been cut.
Two titanic heavyweights collided in 2025, and the ring didn't survive. Martin Bakole's relentless pressure versus Efe Ajagba's thunderous power. Who cracked first? The final round had fans screaming as one man left the other unconscious. Relive the brutal knockout, the pre-fight tension, and the shocking aftermath.
Of Ajagba.
Huge right hand there from Ajagba.
The ropes really nicely. He wants to stay off the ropes and keep it on the middle of the ring.
To smother the reach on Ajagba, and that's precisely what he wants to avoid.
Gun at Ajagba, breaking him in half.
Ajagba stationary in the corner. He's absorbing a lot of shots. He's turning into an avalanche a little bit. There were some scary moments for Ajagba.
And Bakole getting frustrated, saying, "Come on, man, stop and fight." But no, Ajagba shouldn't. Awkward punch to throw. It's to throw 1-2 downstairs. I've never heard of that. Yeah, it's a lazy strategy by Martin Bakole.
Nice right hand that connected from Ajagba a moment ago. There's it.
Out of a monster like Bakole, who's gonna keep coming. He's gonna take your best shots. Bakole only won 1 round, pretty much. He's the one losing the fight. To his game plan. This is his strategy.
Big shot hand over the top there. There were serious questions about whether you'd have to think, based on how this fight has gone, needs a knockout as he was earlier, and how good he's been doing a lot of moving, and he's been taking shots like that. And now you would have to think that Efe Ajagba, just wicked counter there from Ajagba, but look at Bakole.
He has fought an excellent fight in the right fight.
This bout is a majority draw.
Veteran savvy versus young hunger. Liam Smith showed why experience matters in this 2025 British thriller, but not before Aaron McKenna gave him hell. Relive the ruthless body shots, the dramatic late rounds punishment, and the corner's controversial stoppage call. Was it too early? Did McKenna deserve one more round? We break down the fight that had UK boxing talking.
Of course, Callum having that fantastic win against Joshua Buatsi. McKenna's not overruled at all. He's trying to back Smith up here. Speed as well that McKenna has, and the freshness of youth. Lovely body shot.
But he's creeping forward, he's not getting comfortable. This is really good work with that right uppercut.
Yeah, the shots are just tight and into you a little bit.
Another body shot. You can see so much live on the zone. That's what he needs to go downstairs, Liam Smith, and quickly.
It's the body trying to do what the mind wants. And
Liam Smith having to soak it up, punch after punch. For the big entrance, Liam's father, Paul here.
McKenna firing back in the pressure, that's what you need to do.
There was a question about championship rounds, about levels. I remember him telling me 3 or 4 years ago, he'll have a couple more. The stars have aligned to give us Eubank Jr. and Ben.
he's shown how hard he's worked in the gym. But he's equally content just standing in.
Feet of the king, not to run.
Oh, shots, body shot, down goes Smith in the 12th and final round.
And just showing how tough he really is to go with that skill. But
this man's going to take some beating.
A star has been born. Aaron McKenna.
Speed kills. Malik Montgomery brought the heat against Jeremy Hill in 2025, and the result was explosive. Lightning fast hands versus granite chin. Who folded first? The final exchange left the crowd in shock as one man was left staring at the lights. Relive the vicious KO, the pre-fight tension, and what this means for Montgomery's title hopes.
That was a good counter right there by Hill.
Hill answers right back.
But like I said before, Hill is good inside as well.
To deal with.
And it's a little different this time because the last two times that this happened, he did have...
Oh, nice shot there from Hill. Swivels out to the center of the ring. And there from Hill again. Well, and Brock, to that point, he was talking about targeting title opportunities against the likes of Emmanuel Navarrete. Is working very well against Malik Montgomery.
Absolutely. But it's two punches to Hill's 5 and 6 going into this fight with this matchup. I mean, they said, hey, we see some holes. We're going to exploit them.
To Jeremy Hill, breathing heavily, blood coming from the mouth.
Almost 8 rounds at that. He hasn't been able to find that shot. And I'll be remiss if I don't say that it doesn't seem like a typical... Malik Montgomery has landed some big shots in this fight, guys. He hasn't been able to hurt Hill, and I think that also played a...
I think Hill sees a man that might be... That's usually not the case. Usually...
As time may be running out, who may be on the brink of a life-altering victory.
Skill versus experience. Brad Strand put on a clinic against the battle-tested Ionut Baluta in 2025. But was it enough to tame the Romanian warrior? Relive the lightning-fast combos, the dramatic momentum swings, and the final moment that left fans on their feet. Did Strand's precision prevail, or did Baluta's relentless pressure steal the show? Breaking down the war that had Europe talking.
Strand looking to try and beat him to the punch. I mean, you can see how desperate Baluta is. As Baluta's about to launch the attack, just stops him in his tracks with that jab that he can take his opponent's punches. That was a lovely left up there. Nevertheless, he come back well into the fight. But at the moment, it's when you're in the ascendancy as Strand is now, it's fine. And he caught him with a lovely right hand. So this is the 5th round. Strand's only got Bradley Strand into that toe-to-toe battle. Unofficially to Brad Strand, he gave the first round to Ionut Baluta. For Baluta, he's only stopped 3 men. Probably a lead at this stage on the cards. You know Baluta's going to come for you. That's his style. If Inoue moves up, then it certainly sounds there's a lot more urgency right now in the Baluta corner. They realise he's got to finish this fight strongly, and down goes Strand. That's what I thought it was. I thought he just stepped on his foot and he tried to move off, and then good little left hand in there from Baluta. If that is a 10-8 round in the 9th, good game plan together, and he's carried it out to the letter. He's not tried to be a hero. There's been a real element of control about Brad Strand right from the opening bell. El Capo Baluta! Well, that's why he was...
Skill versus experience. Brad Strand put on a clinic against the battle-tested Ionut Baluta in 2025. But was it enough to tame the Romanian warrior? Relive the lightning-fast combos, the dramatic momentum swings, and the final moment that left fans on their feet. Did Strand's precision prevail, or did Baluta's relentless pressure steal the show? Breaking down the war that had Europe talking.
Yeah, she just needs to land some big shots, otherwise Sky's going to take control. Nice.
The corner of Nicholson loved that shot. Nicholson, though, so good with her feet. From Nicholson, and she fires an uppercut in up.
And you know that when she has that high intensity and she's able to successfully.
So let's see if she is willing.
Round coming in relentless here at the start of this round.
Happy to hang on, and then punches as she departs. Then they come together and the head slam, and maybe her movement just a
little uncomfortable since then, but good punching from Brown.
Do what she does best and take control.
So 4 rounds to 3, according to Ted Kofiak. She fires away but misses. Good punching from Brown.
Kicking off so much, Sky Nicholson. She's looking in there for a big shot to change the momentum on this.
A very, very close fight. Good shot, that one. Brown tries to work on the inside. So does Sky Nicholson, and will go the distance in the world title fight.
Tiara, the Dark Menace Brown.